Vaheguru ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki Fateh. Just because individuals and organisations have done and are doing great seva for the Sangat in the UK, for our community, for our people, does not give them licence or justify in any way lying to the Sangat, deceiving the Sangat, misleading, telling half stories, half truths to the Sangat, putting out propaganda to the Sangat. Before, during and after this year's 9th of June 2013 84 rally in central London, members of the current organising group, the FSO and the Sikh Federation UK, alleged via various media platforms on various occasions Indian government involvement, the involvement of the Indian state, Sarkari agents, as to why Hyde Park and Trafalgar Square were not available as the start and finishing points for this year's rally. We found zero evidence to support these verbal statements. And further to that, the organisers, other than verbally stating these allegations, have given and provided zero evidence. We factually recognised from witness testimonies that the Indian state has the blood of tens of thousands of Sikh brothers and sisters from 1984, before 1984, and since 1984. However, we impact our credibility, our integrity, when we start alleging on the Indian state baseless allegations without evidence. Applications for Hyde Park, which is under the control of the Royal Parks Authority, Central London, can be made 9 months to 12 months prior to an event. Applications to Greater London Authority, whom are responsible for Trafalgar Square, can be made 6 months prior to an event. Provisional notice to any authority in London can be made at any time, whether that is Metropolitan Police Scotland Yard, whether that's Westminster Council, Greater London Authority, or indeed the Royal Parks Authority. Organisers, the current organisers, have given zero evidence to date to suggest the appropriate timelines were followed in the application process for this year's rally in central London. On the 11th of June 2013, during telephone conversations and email correspondence with the Greater London Authority, 2 points were made during the dialogue. Point 1, it was made clear, and I quote, "Short lead-in times cannot be considered as in previous years. In other words, applying too late cannot be considered an option for the event in 2014. And secondly, again, a quote from the Greater London Authority. Several concerns with regards to the 2012 rally, with regards to safety barriers not being in place, unauthorised food distribution outside the National Gallery Sainsbury's wing, and there being a lack of event management by the organisers and communication on the day, meaning that Greater London Authority officers were drawn into ensuring the safety of the Sangat was considered at all times. Now, in terms of attendances at this year's 84 rally in June, at the Sikh Federation 10th anniversary celebrations in Wolverhampton Sedgwick Street, Gurdwara, Amrit Singh Gill quoted figures of attendance between 60 and 70,000 persons at this year's rally. Now, at a meeting which we attended with Scotland Yard police officers on the 3rd of October this year, those figures were put to the Metropolitan Police, and the response we received was that those figures were not given by themselves, nor indeed do they provide attendance figures to the organisers. The legal capacity, for example, for Trafalgar Square is 19,999. Now, if we put crowd safety barriers around Trafalgar Square and a stage in place, health and safety legislation brings that capacity down to circa 15,000 persons. Why do these figures matter? Because unless we're realistic and honest and truthful about attendances, then we do not really know the real level of engagement of our community to these events. Bearing the capacity of Trafalgar Square, are we as a Sikh community with 500,000 Sikh Punjabis in the UK approximately living here, are we saying we would be happy with attendances in the region of 15 to 20,000? Is that a fair representation of 500,000 Sikhs? Why do Nagar Kirtans in the Midlands and in the South attract larger gatherings, larger numbers of Sangat than the 1984 rallies in central London? Why? Why do Punjabi concerts, whether they're held at the NEC in Birmingham or at the Wembley Arena in London, why do they on average attract larger attendances than the 1984 rally in central London? Why do non-Sikh communities and members of our Sikh community that are young in years have little or limited knowledge of 1984 and the events that happened? What do we do in between each rally? Why are we willing to spend 100,000 plus in paying legal costs and fees when it comes to addressing Gurdwara election discrepancies, but when we turn to PANTH causes, issues that involve the pain of the PANTH, there seems to be a reluctance to part with funds? And why is it that when we ask questions of our PANTH leaders here in the UK, whether you're Amrit Dari, Ges Dari, or a Munna like myself, but a Sikh nonetheless, why is it that we're immediately ostracised and labelled as Sarkari agents, as individuals who want to divide the PANTH? Why is it that in a democracy we cannot ask questions and expect answers from our leaders? If we cannot ask questions and receive answers without being labelled Indian government agents, then Sangat, what is the difference between Sikhs living in the Punjab of India and the Sikhs living here in the UK? The success of June 2014 isn't next year, it's today, it's now. It's what we do between now and next June in terms of educating and raising awareness of 1984 that is going to determine the turnout. In terms of June 2014, the 1984-2014 campaign group, One Pain, One PANTH, 1984-2014, from day one, minute one, June the 10th, 2013, tried to engage the current organisers. It was after a meeting with Bhajan Singh, who I highly respect. It was after that meeting in Warsaw that the second application was submitted by the FSO Sikh Federation UK for the 8th of June. The current organisers, after being fully briefed of our vision, our plans, which we openly shared, having listened to the vision, having heard the ideas, they still submitted their own separate second application. Sangatji, who is dividing the PANTH? Who is trying to unite the PANTH? In terms of anything you've heard today, if you have any questions, if you have any queries about what's been said, any doubts, any concerns, please contact us on the number displayed at the bottom of your screen. If you'd like to see the email that I've quoted today from the Greater London Authority that was received on the 11th of June 2013, again, please contact us. We shall be happy to facilitate you seeing the emails in person. And secondly, we make a humble request to Dabindajit Sid Sidhu of Sikh Federation UK and Gurmail Singh Kandola of Sikh Council UK. If you are honest, if you are truthful, if you have not lied, told half stories, misled the Sangat in any way, shape, way or form over this issue, then please, please accept our invitation to appear live on a Sikh media channel of your choosing, where we can put before you and the Sangat our evidence in total, And you can put forward your response and your evidence if you have any in your possession. 1 Pain 1984, 1 PANTH 2014, 1 event in June 2014. That's unity, that's what we want, and that's what we know that the Sangat want. And ultimately, the Sangat's hukum is final. Vaheguru ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki Fateh.